Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to Cambrian Virtual Classroom. I am SM Saifullah Shakil with you with another English lesson today. Without further ado, let's directly dive into the lesson. Okay. What do you see in the picture? We can see, of course, it is obvious, it is a picture of University of Chittagong. In fact, it is the picture of the gate of the University of Chittagong. Okay, here we can see the logo. And what do you see here? Some students are studying in a library, probably in a university library. So what do you think is going to be our today's lesson? Okay, today's lesson is unit 15 from our textbook, the last unit, Path to Higher Education, and the name of the lesson is Access to Higher Education in Bangladesh. Okay. What we will learn at the end of the lesson? At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to share actually about higher studies in Bangladesh, and students can devise solutions about higher study related problems in Bangladesh. So let's directly dive into the textbook. Tertiary education in Bangladesh comprises two categories of institutions. What does tertiary education means? For these to understand, we first have to understand the stages of education. Okay, let's see. We have three education level universally. The first one is primary level. In our country, the primary level comprises classes from 1 to class 5. Then comes the secondary level, class 6 to class 12. Okay. Secondary level can also be divided into three categories in Bangladesh. The first in lower secondary, class 6, 7, 8. Secondary, class 9 and 10. And higher secondary in class 11 and 12. You are actually enrolled in the higher secondary classes now. Okay. And the third education level is tertiary level, which comprises any study after class 12. That means in our country, we say degrees like honors, masters, MPhil, masters in philosophy, PhD. All these degrees are from tertiary education. So we can safely say tertiary education means higher studies. Okay. Get back to the text again. Tertiary education in Bangladesh, higher studies in Bangladesh comprises means consist of, made up of, include two categories of institutions, two types of institutions. Okay. What are these institutions? First, degree awarding universities. The universities that award us degree, the universities like Chittagong University, Dhaka University, and there are many more universities in Bangladesh. And the second type of institutions that are in responsibility to provide higher studies are colleges, some colleges. There are many colleges in Bangladesh in which you can take a honors degree or master's degree. And these colleges are affiliated with, are connected with the National University or NU, National University of Bangladesh. And National University of Bangladesh actually control all the colleges under their authority. Then there are 4 universities in Bangladesh at the time of independence in 1971. When we got our independence, at that time there were only 4 universities in Bangladesh. Which are they? They are Dhaka University, established in 1921. Rajshahi University, established in 1953. Then comes University of Chittagong, established in 1966. At last, Jahangirnagar University, established in 19 70. These were the 4 universities we had during our independence. All of those universities, all these 4 universities were publicly financed. That means government university. Their financial source was the government. Government provided them the fund. Okay. Autonomous entities. What does autonomous mean? Autonomous means self-governing. The government don't govern these universities. The university themselves control their rules and regulations and laws. Okay. Independent, self-sufficient. And what does entity mean? Entity means something that exists. Okay, existence, being. Okay. Then at present 35 such universities are in Bangladesh. 35 universities. Which kind of university? Public universities. Okay. Private universities are a relatively new phenomenon in this country. What does phenomenon mean? Marvel, sensation, wonder, miracle. Okay, rarity. Public universities have been being established in countries since 1921 with the Dhaka University. Then we have Rajshahi after that we have Chittagong University, this and that. But private universities isn't very old in comparison with the public universities. Okay. In the early 1990s, the private sector came forward to establish universities. In the 1990s mean from the year 1990 to 1999. These 10 years, this decade is called 1990s. So from universities have been very old, but the private universities started to come in the scene from early 1990s. Okay. Since then, since 1990s, the country has experienced a spectacular growth in private universities. What does a spectacular mean? Spectacular mean impressive, splendid, remarkable, okay, outstanding. The country has seen an outstanding growth, outstanding development in private universities. Okay. Mostly these universities are established mostly in and around Dhaka and couple of other large cities. Most of the students are established in Dhaka city. Some of them are nearby Dhaka, and others are other large cities like Chittagong, Sylhet, Rajshahi. At present, there are 79 private universities. There are 79 private universities in Bangladesh. The number of colleges providing tertiary level education is around 1400. So we have 79 private universities today in Bangladesh, and then the second type of institutions that are providing higher studies, and that are some colleges affiliated with the national university, and the number of the colleges is 1400. Most of them offer BA Pass education of 3 years duration. Only 1/3 of them offer BA honors courses. So what is the difference? BA Pass course and another one is BA honors course. BA Pass course is of 3 years duration in our country, and BA honors course is of 4-year duration in our country. And what are the other differences? In BA Pass course, you generally do a course in a Bachelor in Arts BA course, that is Pass course, or BCom or BBS from Bachelor in Business Studies, or BSc, Bachelor in Science. And when you study BA, there is only one BA course in National University, and in this BA course you can study subjects like Bengali, English, philosophy, history. Again, in BSc course you have the opportunity to study only one course, and all the students who are enrolled in BSc course, they study physics, chemistry, math, all these subjects. But when you opt for a BA honors course, every BA honors, there are many BA honors courses. Every courses are measuring in different subjects. Suppose someone is doing a BA honors course in English, then his courses will only related to the subject of English. They can be history of English literature, many courses on poetry, many courses on drama or play, courses on literary criticism, courses on how to use literature in teaching English, all these kind of subjects. So there is a difference between these two. Among the 1400 institutions, almost all of them offer BA pass course, only 1/3 of them offer BA honors course, and some offer MA degrees as well, master's degree as well. All of these colleges, all of these 1400 colleges are affiliated with the national university, are connected with the national university, or are being organized from national university. Then comes accessibility to higher education. Accessibility, what does accessibility mean? Accessibility mean availability, ease of access, attainability, obtainability, achievability, many words. Okay, so accessibility to higher education means accessibility to higher education means that students get the opportunity to get university education and sufficient support from educational institutions. First you have to enroll in a public university or a university that is not getting access to higher studies. Also, your institution should provide you with the necessary tools that help you in achieving your degree. Increasing enrollment at the secondary and higher secondary level puts pressure on higher education institutions. In the secondary level, being class 9 and 10, in the higher secondary level in class 11 and 12, students is getting higher and higher. Every year the number of students is many more than the previous year. So all these increasing students puts pressure in higher studies. In higher education institutions, you don't get very high capacity. Only a small number, limited number of students can get enrolled in universities. Enrollment means admission, but due to limited capacity, only a small number of students may be enrolled in universities. The universities have very limited resources, and with the limited resources they can provide education to a very small number of students. Thus, in this way, each year a large number of students are denied access to higher education. Many students want to get higher studies, but due to limited capacity, a large number of students aren't actually able to get higher studies. They are being denied by the system. Also, due to poverty and increase in educational expenses, students of the lower middle class do not get easy access to higher education. Suppose someone is of poorer background, he wants to get higher study, but the students only can get higher studies, especially poorer students, only if they get chance in public universities, as public universities are relatively cheaper, very cheaper in comparison with the private universities. So if a student from poorer or lower middle class, a student who belong to lower middle class, he must get have the chance to get himself admitted into a public university. Otherwise, he has only a chance to get himself admitted into a private university, which is very expensive. So actually they don't get any chance then. Moreover, those who get places in the universities have limited access to avail all kinds of diversified educational facilities relating to their study fields. Those who get chance in getting themselves admitted into a public university, they often lack some facilities they need to complete their course. For example, suppose someone get admitted into a zoology department of a public university, and the university is actually located in a city environment. So for his study purpose, he often have to get in touch with many different animals, as he is from a zoology department. So where does he get in touch with animals in a city like environment? He may go into a study tour, but these study tour have to be very frequent for him or for them. But we don't see this kind of dedication in our higher studies, our public university, in our public universities. Okay, so many students do not get the chance. Some diversified means very different, manifold educational facilities relating to their study fields. Only about 12% of graduation mean to complete a stage in education. Though in our country we don't use graduate in that context. Generally, when we hear the word graduate, we understand that he has completed bachelor degrees. Okay, but here the word graduation actually means, in our country context, HSC exam. So 12% of the students who completed their HSC enter higher education institutions. From 100 students who have passed HSC, only 12 of them can get admitted into higher education institutions. Okay, more than 80% of these students, among the 12%, 80% of them, so what can it be interpreted? Probably 8 and 9 students can get, these students are admitted to NU affiliated colleges, National University affiliated colleges. Okay, others are absorbed by the public university and private universities. Other 3 or 4 students from 100 students who have passed HSC can get themselves enrolled in a private or a public university. In the last 2 decades, in the last 20 years, there has been a substantial rise. Substantial mean considerable, significant, meaningful, ample. There have been ample rise. Rise means increase in the number of students in private universities. The number of private university is getting higher each year, and so does the number of students in those universities. According to the UGC annual report in 2010, what is UGC? UGC, the abbreviation of UGC is University Grant Commission. This institution is responsible for planning the higher studies in our country, and they actually get in touch with the all the universities in Bangladesh, and they can regulate the rules and responsibilities of the universities. So according to a report, annual report of UGC in 2010, the number rose from 88,669 in 2005 to 2,752,000 in 2010. The number of students in private universities in 2005 was 88,669, whereas in 2010 the number went up to 2,752,000, more than twice the student in almost 5 years difference. Okay. Public universities in Bangladesh. Public universities are the first choices in most students. If a student opts to continue his study in Bangladesh, his first choice should be naturally public universities. Okay? The public universities offer a wide range of subjects in science, commerce, science subjects, physics, chemistry, applied physics, biology, in different types of biology, microbiology, zoology, botany, soil science. All these subjects are in science category, and public universities offer most of those subjects. Then some subjects in commerce, suppose bachelor in business administration subjects, bachelor in business administration, in accounting, in finance, in banking, in human resource management. Then liberal arts include all these subjects: psychology, English literature, political science, philosophy, journalism, all these subjects. Then humanities, actually liberal arts and humanities are very closed. Engineering and technology subjects, engineering in telecommunication, engineering in biotechnology. Okay. Then law related subjects, education related subjects. When what are those subjects? Education research related subjects, those who design curriculum, those who plan how to evaluate students after a completion of a semester. These are the topic discussed in education related subjects. And lastly, medicine or medical science is also part of public university subject list. Okay. Public universities attract the best minds to teaching. The best minds, the most meritorious students are attracted to teach, attracted for in teaching in public universities. It is a prestigious job, you know. Although monetary compensation for teachers is anything but attractive. Monetary means relating to money, financial, economic. Compensation means payment, remuneration, reimbursement. So monetary compensation can be interpreted as salary. Most of the meritorious students are attracted to public university teaching profession, but their salary is anything but attractive. That means isn't attractive by any means. Okay. Library, laboratory, internet facility and research facilities are much higher there than anywhere else in the country. The library facilities in public university, the library facilities in public university are better than anywhere else in country. Seminars, symposiums, lectures, workshops, debates and exhibitions are often held in these institutions. Seminars means a gathering of people where some experts are giving lectures, giving their speech on in a fixed set of topics actually. Then symposium is actually a smaller conference where many people gathered in almost a round table conference like environment, where they try to come up with the solution of any specific issue or problem. Then there are lectures where prominent figures around the country and abroad come to deliver their lectures on any specific topic. Then there are workshops where students can learn anything practically, and debates organized by different groups of the university. And exhibition means to displaying your creativity arranged by the university authority, and these exhibition can be photography exhibition, can be science exhibition where students can display their science projects. Okay. And there are ample scope. Ample mean enough, adequate, sufficient scope, chance for national and international exposure. Exposure mean publicity, advertising. Student can publicize, can advertise their talent through the exhibitions. And for whom are these exhibitions work for? For promising young knowledge seekers. Promising means propitious, auspicious, helpful. actually hopeful young knowledge seekers. Knowledge seeker mean who are seeking knowledge, who try to gather knowledge. Moreover, public universities offer residential and boarding facilities. Residential facility mean hall facility, and boarding facilities, board means to live, reside or lodge at low cost, at very little amount of money the students have to pay to live in those halls, to stay in these halls. And they also offer subsidized rates. Subsidized rate means when the authority pay a significant amount of money for you, you have to pay only a little amount. Okay, so here is a homework for you. Please take a screenshot of your screen and try to solve these questions on your own. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the class. Until next class, Allah Hafiz, Assalamu Alaikum.